Hey everyone, I wanted to talk today about kind of my perspective about what's going on in the planet, and I hope that it offers you maybe just a little bit of grace or ease or a different perspective to oppose any fear or about the uncertain or the changes that are happening right now. So I believe on an energetic level that we as in humanity and the consciousness that we hold and the consciousness of our planet is rising. And there's so many different connections that say this in history, of why I feel this and feel like I know this in my body. Um, the Mayan calendar ending in 2012, everybody thought this was the end of the world. And in a sense, it was the end of the era, the end of one world, okay, and the beginning of a whole new way of being. And as you know, in nature, we run in cycles, right? So there's the Mayan calendar. We're moving from the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. Okay, that's a 2,000-year cycle. 2,000 years ago, we were ancient Egyptian times. 2,000 years before that, it was ancient Atlantean times. And both of these times fell, went through a dark age, and then move into a golden age, which is what we are also moving into, out of a dark age and into a golden age. Okay, so there's so many different connections, even in our cyclical nature, never mind the prophecies or the history repeating itself or any of that, of us moving into a new age, a dawn of a new era of a new earth. So what I'm finding really interesting right now is seeing the confirmation of that in my external reality. And the way that I'm noticing that is in my personal life, things that I used to do for fun, things that I used to use as like a coping mechanism or maybe a suppression or a way of relaxing, having a drink, having a beer, smoking a joint, all of these things. I just don't really want them anymore. Nothing in my brain, there's no like conscious decision of like, okay, I need to change, I shouldn't do this anymore. It was just like, it doesn't interest me. I don't want it. I don't feel like it, and that has been subtly happening more with drinking over the last 5 years. Obviously, going on a healing and self-awareness journey, I feel like it's a natural process. As any spiritual journey, you kind of move away from alcohol, and the reason of that is that alcohol, weed, any of these substances, they lower our alcohol, definitely lowers our vibration. So it puts us in a denser state. And when you work on your healing, what you're doing is you're getting rid of any density, right? Any scars, emotional trauma, limiting beliefs, all these things are lower vibration than what we could possibly be living in a higher vibration. The highest vibration being unconditional love, authenticity, peace, harmony. Lowest vibration, fear, lack, scarcity. Okay, so we're in a spectrum. Everything is on a spectrum. So those are personal things that I've noticed, right? As well as just like my social circle getting smaller, me being more aware of like who and what takes away my energy, where I place my energy, what drains me, and then what fills me up. And so, also at this time, I've definitely been feeling a lot of like a retreat to myself. And I believe it's like a recalibration. It's like, okay, we're in this new energy, which means that things feel different. The exchange of energy is different, right? So, for instance, like with drinking or smoking, maybe that didn't used to take as much as my energy away because maybe I was in a lower vibration anyways. So, like, the lowering of my vibration was less. Whereas now, if I'm vibrating it higher, to come all the way back down here is like a bigger hit on my energy, a bigger hit on my state of being, of my mental state, my emotional state, my capacities. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm noticing it like in the collective, like in my friends, in my acquaintances, in the people I serve, in my 3D job. It's just like, even in, you can even see in Canada, like the burst of non-alcoholic drinks available, right? Like mocktails and like non-alcoholic coolers and non-alcoholic beer. Like that never used to be a thing. It was not very popular. And now it's like, oh, more and more people want to socialize without having a drink, or like want to have an option, because maybe they're becoming more conscious of their health, right? That's another big thing that's been blowing up over the last few years, is the consciousness of your health, of knowing like, and questioning, okay, what's in this food at the grocery store? What's in the tap water? What am I putting in my body? How is it affecting me? Where is it grown? What is in pesticides? Like all of this stuff is coming to the forefront for us to reassess it, because our values are shifting, our priorities are shifting, because our consciousness is elevating, right? So you can see the consciousness rising around you by just, people's values and perspectives changing. Yeah, and just paying attention more and more and more, and being more in tune, and knowing when we do something or when we put something in our body, how is that affecting us? How does it affect you to work at a job that you don't love? How does it affect you to stay in a relationship that isn't healthy? How does it affect you to be a people pleaser? How does it affect you to not use your voice and keep the peace but start an eternal war? Right? So all of this is new. All of this is new. And we're going through so much at this time, at such a rapid pace, with all of the information available to us. So as we move from the old energy that we've been in for 2,000 years, okay, pretty much you can look at it as the beginning of colonization, okay? I'm taking a pause here because I don't really want to bring in any of my opinions about like, who started it and like who's at the top and all of this. I have those opinions, and if you're interested and you want me to share, leave me a comment and I will. But I just, for this sake of the video, I just want to leave it general. So as we move through, what we've been in, which has led to the suppression of humanity. Okay, we do not live in abundance for all harmonious world right now, and I think we can all agree with that. No matter who or what's to blame, that's where we that's where we have arrived. And on an energy level, there are two basic energies, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. This has nothing to do with gender. They just are energies that have different traits, okay? So we can say that we have been living in a predominantly masculine energy, which, was really great for like the boom of the industrial age and like all of these really cool inventions and technologies and intelligences, right? So masculine energy is all about action and physical movement and creation in the physical, and it can also be about control and greed and dominance, okay? Those are masculine traits, some in the scale of, here's balance and here's the lower vibration and the highest vibration, right? And we can say that we've been leaning towards the more toxic masculine and straight toxic masculine energies, which would be the dominance, the greed, the control. That's where we see war and all of this fighting and all of this like me against you and this separation and this dog eat dog world, okay? That is a perception. It is not a truth, right? But that's what we've been living out. And so that's led to the suppression of the divine feminine energy, divine feminine being receiving, flow, innate wisdom, intuition, harmony. So now what's happening is a balance. So what's being called to the planet is more divine feminine energy to come back into balance with the divine masculine to lead us to this more harmonious state of being and harmonious experience on the planet. So that's why a lot of people right now are waking up, right? Or coming in line or in tune with their intuition. They're feeling the call, or their gifts are just coming online. More than ever, people are into the alternative medicine, which is really the original medicine, right? Like the energy medicine, Reiki, you hear words like star seed and galactic family and light language, and yeah, all of these woo-woo things that are now becoming more mainstream as the technology is able to come more online and back up with science. I say science because science is just what we know so far to explain in the physical, but it's not just the one and only truth, and science is always changing and evolving, right? So but now that you can see on a screen that through ways of meditation, you can rewire neurological pathways in your brain. Now the science is here for more people, because masculine again is the logical mind. It's the see it, touch it, feel it, make sense, logical mind aspect of ourselves. Now we can marry and finally begin to accept spirituality again, accept that we are energetic beings having a human experience in this physical vessel. Okay, we're all of it. We're all of it. We're mental, spiritual, emotional, physical beings. Okay, we're multi-dimensional, we're multifaceted, and we have been only living in one tiny aspect of ourselves, the physical, for the last 2,000 years. We've moved away, gravitated away from the spiritual ancient knowledge that we all have access to, right? In this energy field that we live in, it's an ocean of energy where we are all connected, where everything physical is manifested from, which you could look at as if like the energetic field is our internet, where there is an abundance of information and knowledge and wisdom available. We can all tap into that, just like we can tune into a radio station. You can tune into the energy, you can tune into the information. You're seeing a blow up of like channeling, all these people channeling now. Go on YouTube and just look at like the views of these videos. It's insane over the last 5 years how much more we are gravitating and accepting to this. And this is because the divine feminine energy is coming more and more onto the planet, and we are remembering this ancient way of being. There's something in us that's telling us, oh my gosh, remember this. This is such a part of you, of how we function. So it's very, very exciting. I'm excited about where we are going. And I know that I am a super minority on that level. I get told that all the time of like, wow, you're pretty optimistic, and like it's like, if you understand, or if you tune into the truth that we live in polarity at this time, that with every ending there is a new beginning, right? There is not dark without light. So everything has a good side and a bad side to it, if you want to label it that, right? Like I said, with every ending, it means there's a new beginning. And so what we're seeing ending right now are all of these structures and systems that are no longer supporting humanity for its highest good. Okay, they served their purpose. They did. We had a boom. Okay, we did big things. It was fantastic. And we've learned all that we could from those times, all that we needed to. We've gathered that. We've learned everything that we don't want to be, everything that we don't want to repeat, everything that did work. And it's time for us to move on now in this place that we're in, this new place. So those are all ending. All of the major systems and all of the major structures that are now suppressing us and keeping us small and keeping this separation where there's this huge divide of like all the people who have money and all the people who don't have any, and there's no middle, right? Like that's not good for anyone. That's not where we want to be. We're getting back to a place that is more abundant for all, more freedom, more harmony again, like getting rid or moving away from the separatism and coming back into like, oh my gosh, we are all connected. We are meant to live and work together in harmony on this planet. The planet provides us with everything that we need. We should all be living in abundance in the way of like our basic needs be taken care of. We don't have to live in these systems that we're paying everything that we make just to survive when it's an illusion, right? Like if you could break free of the system, which a lot of people do, right? They go and they become self-sustaining and their life doesn't cost that much money, right? Like we don't have to live like this. We're choosing to live in these systems. And now we've become so intertwined with the system that we're scared to leave it. We don't know how to function without it. But we can, again, it's this divine remembrance of cohabitating and being a co-creator with nature on this planet. So where I see this going, what I get excited about is moving towards that again, living in a place where you have your village, like where you have your community. I have so many friends and loved ones who are mothers, and it's hard. It's hard to be a mom right now. It's hard because we live in such this separatism. You have no support. There's no village. There's no help. There's no all of us doing this together. There's no like place for the children to go and get different support from different. It all falls on the mom. And also add on that like most families have to have dual incomes again to survive. Like it's just so out of balance right now. So I'm so excited to have us move back into a place of harmony, back to a place where we function together and work together and live peacefully and slowly and with intention, and where our souls are actually able to express, and we're not in a place where we're suppressed to fit in a box so that you can be a good worker, indoctrinated into a system of education, which is not education, it's school. School is not education. It was built and formulated to have really good workers for our industrial boom, which, like I said, was great. We did good. We did amazing things in that time, but we don't live in that time anymore. It served its purpose, and the schooling hasn't changed, and it's not evolving to celebrate your child and your child's gifts and your child's unique way of learning and your child's way of expression of who would this being be, how would they benefit in the community that we've created, right? So we're moving away from that again, that separatism, that schooling was built to not have support for your unique gifts or who you are. It was, you fit in this box, you do as you're told, you memorize this, what was said and taught to you. You do not question authority, which means no critical thinking, which means no unique opinion available, okay? And then you just become a slave and a zombie, right? And that doesn't feel good to our soul. So that's why people are feeling so much anxiety. Anxiety is literally an epidemic, right? And there's all this mental health issues, this burnout, this exhaustion, this survival mode, because you aren't meant to live in a box. You aren't meant to fit in a box of type A. Not that there's anything wrong with type A. We need the type A's, but not everybody's a type A. Okay? And we can't expand like that. We came here to expand. We are literal manifestation, physical manifestation of creator energy, of expansive energy. And so that's why when we aren't expanding in our physical lives, we're hurting. We get disease. We don't live very long. We don't live very healthily. We don't feel good. Our soul's telling us, excuse me, I'm not happy. Okay, excuse me, I'm not getting to grow. Excuse me, I came here to express myself, to be divine expression in the physical, and no one's letting me. So we're going to this place of, like I said, this harmony, this heart-centered love and unconditional love and co-creative with nature again, this balance with each other. So what does that look like? What does that mean, right? So as the old systems crumble and as they come down, okay, so this is every system: financial, medical, educational, all of them. They have to come down because they don't support us. So they have to end so that we can birth the new. Okay, and it's happening simultaneously. There are already these beautiful communities that are based in what I'm speaking about. They're already out there. They might be a sense in a minority to the way we are living now, but they're here and they are doing the groundwork and laying the foundation for where we are going or what world we are choosing to build. Okay, so this is creating a lot of emotional release in us because we are, whether you're realizing it or not consciously, we're grieving our old world. We're grieving what we knew. We're grieving our old selves. We're grieving that sense of security and comfort that was always an illusion, by the way, but that we used to know, right? This is like, okay, this is how I function and this is how I'll get through life and this is how I'm safe. We're leaving that. So there's a grieving process that we're going through. So if you're having days where you're like really tired, or you're feeling sad and you don't understand why because it doesn't match up with like, you know, what you're experiencing in your outside world, this is part of why. Because your body is releasing, your body is letting go, because your body has a divine intelligence beyond your conscious or your conscious. So in your subconscious, your body knows what to do. It knows what it needs to release. It knows where we're going. So we are grieving everything that we knew. And you can, like, you know, just look at the news. I mean, I don't recommend it, but you can't avoid it, right? And it's just like, wow, the world that we thought we lived in is not the world that it is, right? And so all of us are coming to terms with this, some faster than others, subconsciously or consciously, that everything that we thought we knew is not what it was. So as those systems end and as those systems come down, the new ones are being birthed. So now you're being called to connect with your heart and shift and focus on who you want to be, who you came here to be, who your soul came here to be, what feels good for you, what feels aligned with you. In your dream world, what would that look like? What would it feel like? What does your community look like and feel like? What does the landscape look like and feel like? How do you move through your day? What is the pace like? Where does your energy focus? What gifts do you have? All of these things. Like it's very exciting. It's very exciting because we're literally in the ashes of rebirth right now, right? Like anything is possible because it's all going to be new. So I'm like so excited because I don't want to live in the world that we were living in. I don't like that world. It doesn't feel good. It feels icky. So many people are hurt and traumatized and projecting and have no responsibility for their emotions or their lives or the way that they move through the world. They're just blame, victimhood mentality, another epidemic, like blame, blame, blame. We have been taught to and programmed to put everything on external, like, right? Go to the doctor will fix you. Go to the psychiatrist, they know what's wrong with you, they'll give you medicine. And in another way, we could go within and ask ourselves, what do we need? What do I need right now? What's out of balance? Where am I out of harmony? And like, you know, your heart knows, your body knows. It's hard to face the truth, right? So there's so much unraveling here. There's so much unbecoming here. And so moving forward, I really, 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 really suggest for you to get excited about the new. You know, what in your heart makes you excited about a possible way of being? Is it free energy? Does that really excite you? That like there could be an incredible discovery, which has already been discovered and hidden from us, but maybe it resurfaces. Right? Of like, oh my God, we all have free energy. We don't have to pay for energy. That could be a game changer through the globe, right? That would literally knock out this first, second, third world country class system that we have with one invention. Okay, so like, just think about that for 1 second. Just think about it for a second. Think, like, open up your mind, open up your heart, and let yourself dream and get excited about what could be. Because as we move into the age of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius is all about humanitarianism, communities coming together, and it's also about new technology. It's about galactic family. Okay, so like when I say that we're moving to a place that is beyond our current comprehension, I mean it. Even to someone like me who's a really big thinker, a really out of the box thinker, a really open person who, yeah, I'll leave it at that. It's still beyond me. Someone who dreams all the time, someone who gets excited about possibilities that most people don't even allow into their headspace. Okay, so just listen to your heart and get excited. What, you know, medical amazing things, like what if, you know, the C with a big C, what if that's abolished with one cure? Okay, this is where we're going. This is where we're going. This is the new energy, the new technologies, the new understanding of who you are and how powerful you are and how big your energy is, and all of this new education coming about light and it's too much for one video, but I just want to get you excited. I want you to know that where we're going is beautiful. Think about ancient Egypt. Think about ancient Atlantis, how advanced these ancient civilizations were, how magical they were, how in tune with themselves, how frequency was like part of their forefront in their technologies, how they built the pyramids, how they did all of these things that we cannot explain today because they were more advanced than we are now. That is where we're going, but in a better level, because every time the cycle repeats, it gets better and better and better, and that's what we're moving to. And I know that there'll be some naysayers on here who say, oh, but we'll never see it in our lifetime. You wait, okay? There's so many variables that you have no access to that you can't say that and no. But I will say, okay, maybe in my lifetime, this is not my belief, but I'm just gonna dance with this for a second. Maybe in my lifetime, I might not see it on a global scale, but let me tell you, I will find that community and I will live there and I will continue to build that foundation because it's in my heart and it's what my soul wants and it's what I know is possible. And I am excited to live that way. There are 7 billion people on this planet, which means there are 7 billion different worlds because we all have our own perception, right? So where you live and what you do in your world is your reality, and it doesn't look like anybody else's reality. So if I go and seek out a community with all of my values, who lives in harmony, who lives in love, who lives in cohesion with the natural balance of nature, who lives with magic, who lives with spirituality, who lives with energy healing, all of these things that I love, that I value, then that becomes my world. That is my world. That is the 5D earth, right? That is the new earth that I'm speaking of right now. So sure, maybe it might not be in a global scale, although I personally think that it will be by the end of my lifetime in this lifetime, but we'll just have to wait and see. But regardless, I will find it and I will live it and I will be it. And that's the message here, is be what you want to see in the world. Start becoming that, start aligning that, start finding like-minded people, start cutting off and ending the relationships of the situations or the whatever it is that isn't serving you, that is not in alignment with what you truly believe, where your values truly lie. Figure out what your gifts are. Figure out what brings you peace, harmony. Figure out where you want to live. You are creating your reality. You are the one, okay? Okay, I think I'll end that here. Please leave me your comments below. I'd love to just, let's just talk about this. Let's open the discussion, right? We have to start moving in the direction. And if you're interested in doing that in other ways, meditation is a great way. Meditating on the new earth, meditating on what it would be like to live with your galactic family in contact with you, right? Imagine if we got to become like the Jetsons and we're galactic beings, right? Who get intelligence from people or beings who are from the future, who have done this before, who come from other planets like ours, who know things that we don't, so we don't have to repeat their mistakes, okay? So just let yourself go there. Open, okay? And stay positive, get excited, because with every ending is a new beginning. So yes, we might be losing this, but what are we losing? The worst. I'm sorry, but it's not serving us. It's not serving most people. It feels heavy. It feels dark. It feels dense. It's so yucky. I don't want to be there. I want to be in harmony. I want to live slowly. I want to be able to enjoy this incredibly beautiful, abundant planet that we have, that currently our systems take us away from. We destroy it, right? So get excited, get in tune. If you would like more support in this area, reach out to me. I will be doing a New Earth meditation soon, so you can join that. It will be available online. I'll also be doing it in person in my local area. So if you know me in the local area, please also get in touch with me and then we can book that in. I'm so excited to connect with all of you. Again, if this resonates, let me know. Please like, share, and subscribe with anybody who you think may benefit from this message. And I'm so excited for where we are going. It's going to be magical. It already is. I already feel it because I already am it. Mwah.